So what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and today we have a limited run game unboxing right here. Now, in case you don't know what limited run games are, they are a company, smallish company run by, I think maybe 2-3 people, something like that. And what they do is they take indie games and they end up putting them on physical releases for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita. A lot of people have asked me why they don't put them out on other types of things. Normally this is because it is cheaper and it is easier to get a small print run done on a Sony system, so the Vita or the PS4, as opposed to the Xbox One or any of Nintendo's systems. The thing with limited run games is that when you do get a physical copy of a indie title like this, for example, in my hand, you are guaranteed that it is pressed to a limited amount of copies, so normally no more than a few thousand. So what they do is they press it, they just do one batch, that's it, and they end up selling it, and really that batch, that's it. They might sell them again later on if they have straggler copies or whatever, but this copy of Breach and Clear Deadline right here, they are never going to make another physical copy. So that's it. That's it for this print run. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and open this because this is the 7th limited run game that has come out on the PS4. And the first limited run game I actually have right here, which was Breach and Clear on the Vita. This is actually the only Vita game I have coming out of limited run games due to the fact that I just don't use my Vita as often as I'd like to, so I haven't gotten other Vita titles. But this was the first one in the series, and I remember I did enjoy the little bit I played of it, but I also kind of wanted a PS4 option. So the nice thing is, I guess we get the sequel here, and let's go ahead and open this thing up. So we have it all opened right here, and brand new games smell awesome, I'm just telling you. But let's go ahead and actually take a look at this. So it is Breach and Clear Deadline, and it is by Mighty Rabbit. They are the ones who actually developed this game, and it says back here, breach the dark, clear the dead. Harbor City has fallen. Your squad is the city's last hope for redemption. Can you defeat the infested horde and live to see another day? Pause at any moment to create detailed plans or engage enemies directly in threatening real-time combat. Explore a detailed open world filled with dangerous enemies and gear to be requisitioned. So that actually seems pretty cool so far. So also, in addition to getting this before I completely opened up, we also got a few other things. We got a cool looking limited run sticker right here, and we also got this little card. I dropped it. This little card right here that has, you know, some artwork on. That looks cool as hell, not gonna lie. And on the back here, it also shows the previous games that have released, with the upcoming one being Rainbow Moon, which actually might be the first one that I skip out on because I'm not in need of an RPG at this moment in time. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this thing up right here. And inside, as you can see, we have Breach and Clear on a disc itself. Let's see, there is a little bit of a manual to this because I'll even show you right here, the Vita version of this game, or the Vita, you know, prequel to this, didn't come with anything. It just came with the game card and that was about it. But Breach and Clear Deadline, and there's nothing inside. But the artwork looks really cool, so I mean, that's a nice plus to that. Anyways, I am a bit excited to try this right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the game for a little bit, and then I'll get some gameplay and tell you all what I think of it, and hopefully it's good things. Now there's the command mode where that's what you saw at the beginning with the tutorial, where you kind of slow things down second by second, control every aspect of the battlefield. And then there's also the real-time mode where you kind of just play this a bit like a dungeon crawler. And you know, going through the city, just everything destroyed with these zombies attacking and all, you know what this game actually reminded me of? It reminded me of this game I played on the Xbox, like the original Xbox way back in the day, called Hunter the Reckoning. And good God, I remember I could never get very far in that game because I didn't have any friends that would come over and be willing to play the game with me. And that game was hard from what I remember. I mean, I was maybe like 9 or 10 at the time, but still, for me, that game was hard. But it reminds me a lot of that game, except with this, you can control 4 people and it works out, while as on Hunter, you actually need, you know, 1 person per
player or whatever. So if you have 4 players, you'll be able to play with 4 people. If you're like me and there was just 1 player, you're only controlling 1 person, you're playing with 1 person, you don't really get much help, unfortunately. But anyways, about this game, Breach and Clear Deadline, so it still has the same military type, it still has the same military type thing to it where you're going in and you're destroying things and you're being all tactical, but you could also kind of be like me and mostly be run and gun with this kind of, isometric sorta top-down view, and I've enjoyed this more. Now, I will say this, the game doesn't look pretty. Like, it really doesn't. The performance hasn't been the best on this either, and just sometimes the controls feel a little bit slow. So this game, it's not a polished game by any means. It is a bit rough around the edges, but honestly, I'll say this, the redeeming factor for me was that real-time mode, because I could actually go around and shoot things like a normal kind of third-person-ish shooter, and it worked out well enough. As I said, the controls didn't feel the best on there because you're taking this tactical game with, actual shooting mechanics and then putting it onto a controller, but it's still okay nonetheless. So would I recommend this? Well, while talking about it, I'm looking, and on PlayStation Network it is $14.99, and I did not know about this, but Breach and Clear Deadline is also on PC, and it is on Steam for $19.99, although I can imagine that you would get it cheaper on there. So with this, this kind of goes back to the value here, where I paid about $30 for this, because you're paying about less than $5 in shipping, and then you're paying $25 for the game itself, so I'm effectively paying about double to have a physical copy of the game. But at $15, would I recommend it? Well, I would recommend look at the footage, and if you like what you see, you'll probably enjoy it. If you're just like, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure, you might not enjoy it. I'm just gonna be straight up. So it might just be one of those things, watch some gameplay, watch some footage, and you might think you might enjoy it. But aside from that, I think it's an okay game. I like it better than the first one just because you have, that real world third person aspect. But as I said, there's just, that to me was the redeeming factor. It's not the most polished game out there. It's a bit slow to my liking, although I do plan on playing this more. This is a fun game, and I think I just have to warm up to it a bit more. But also, you can't really go run and gun 100% of the time. I actually got to a point where I was going into a bar and, try and take it over and just clear everyone out. At that point, there are some times you have to do the tactical stuff and control everything in command mode second by second. So run and gun is not going to work all the time, but a good amount of the time it works pretty well. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Let me know what you all thought of this. So if you enjoyed this, like the video and show some appreciation. If you absolutely hated it, there's a button for you too down below.